thought I would come on here and I would talk about some great resources for your Lent. And I made a whole list of them, and then I'll share the things that I'm doing for Lent this year. So every Lent is a little different. I like to find different ways to have that intimacy with Jesus, walk on that walk to Calvary with him. And so I'll share with you in a little bit about that. But I wanted to talk first about Real Life Catholic. Hopefully you're connected with Real Life Catholic. Chris Stefanik is wonderful. He is a fantastic evangelist for our faith, and he's on fire, does a lot of work with youth and engaging the young people. So say hi out there, and what are you doing for Lent? Add that in the comments below. I'd love to know if you've had any thoughts about what you're going to be doing this Lent. Real Life Catholic offers a lot of virtual courses that would be perfect to supplement your Lenten journey. One is called Unshakable Joy. And this is a great virtual retreat. Some of these last 23 days, 30 days. So it's great to spend that time during the month or two to have that daily. It doesn't take a long time, but it's a daily reflection, a daily looking at different topics such as I am or living for joy. These are great things that would just add. You want to be able to grow this Lent, right? We want to be able to not stay stagnant. And you may feel like right now you're stagnant. Remember, we opened the new year and we thought about all the things that we were going to do differently, all of the things that were maybe our New Year's resolutions. And most people at this point haven't followed through. So that's why I'm giving you a lot of different choices. And I'm going to link all of these choices below so you can go right to these resources to find out. And not everything is meant for everyone. So it's very individual as far as what appeals to you. What is the connection you might have? Is it through music? I have some suggestions for that. How about going to a Lenten retreat at your parish or a surrounding parish? Most of the parishes have speakers. A lot of religious travel the country, and they do a great job with either holding a one-night retreat or maybe a 2 or 3 night retreat during Lent. So I would check that out. Now, there's all sorts of great books that you can tap into. A few suggestions are I Thirst. This is 40 Days with Mother Teresa. So that's a terrific Lenten companion. How about The Tears of Christ? That's Meditations from St. John Henry Newman. I'm going to be reading, and it's going to be a do-it-yourself retreat. I'm sure you're familiar with 33 Days to Morning Glory. Father Michael Gaitley. Have you done the retreat at all, or any retreat that he's given? I have this one that I'm going to be doing. This is Consoling the Heart of Jesus, and it's so fitting to do this during Lent. And you could do this in a weekend, but I thought this would be a great way to take my time and do it over the 40 days of Lent. And this is inspired by the spiritual exercises of Saint Ignatius of Loyola. And after I finish this, I'm going to actually be doing at least 1 or maybe 2 videos and putting them up on my YouTube channel. and you can join in and you can take advantage of the meanings of this retreat, and I'm going to share that with you then. Another book that I've shared with you in the past, almost every year I talk about it, but it's so good. It's called The Last Hours of Jesus. And this is a great... Oh, okay. Gospel on Beat says, yes, I've done that one. You've done that retreat. Oh, great. Wonderful. Did you get a lot from the retreat? Did you come away with just a different understanding? Let me know. So this one, what I love about this book, and this is written by Father Ralph Gorman, From Gethsemane to Golgotha. And what I love about this is that it takes us back to life in the time of Jesus. It helps you to understand how life was when Jesus lived. And it's wonderful to read the Gospels, but let's try to understand it. We can read the words, and maybe we're just putting into context for life today. But what was life like back then? And to really break down each part of Jesus's walk. This is a highly, highly recommended book. Okay, now also let's go back to Dynamic Catholic. Dynamic Catholic is a wonderful organization headed by Matthew Kelly. And I've done a lot of book reviews on my page and on my channel. I love Matthew Kelly's work and his books. And so sign up for the best Lent ever through Dynamic Catholic, and you'll get a daily video from Matthew Kelly, only a couple minutes, so it's very doable. And it will talk about different topics every day during Lent for you to reflect on. So I encourage that. There's a companion book, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of information about the 33 days to Eucharistic glory. There's also a child's version of that. And so that is the companion book for this year's best Lent ever. Now, Word on Fire is also doing something. Bishop Barron is urging all Catholics to pray with sacred scripture for 40 days. So this Lent, we challenge you to meditate on the daily gospel with Word on Fire's 2024 Lenten Gospel Reflections. This book includes the gospel passage for the day, a reflection by Bishop Barron, journaling space, and Stations of the Cross. How about music-wise? If you're like me and love music, we can add that very easily to our Lenten journey. And how about this title? It's called The Passion, and it's the Notre Dame Choir. There's a CD that you can have that on, and you can even be, maybe you're busy and you're doing things around the house, have that playing and listen to that and meditate on the Passion in a musical way. There's also the Shroud of Turin. This is four stunning films that were dedicated all about the Shroud. And wouldn't this be a fitting time to dig deep and learn about the Shroud, what we know about it? And there's 4 different films. I'll link that below about that. You can't miss this one, everyone. Relevant Radio. I hope you're listening to Relevant Radio. Relevant Radio is a Catholic talk radio station. They also have audio prayers, and that's how I do my rosary every morning. I listen to Relevant Radio's playback of the rosary every day and the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. But you can't miss this, because on their page, you sign up. It's a free app. Download the app, Relevant Radio. And it's the Holy Week mission with Father Rocky. And it goes day by day, all of Holy Week. It's an hour long for each day of Holy Week. You will love it if you haven't listened to it. I've listened to it every year, probably for about 7 or 8 years now. And I love it. It refreshes that day's focus on those final days that Jesus went to the cross. And so we're going to experience what it was like at that time. What were his disciples thinking? Who were his disciples? So it's great. It's rich. I recommend that. This is something that I know it's going to be great. AVEMariaPress, if you go to YouTube, you want to subscribe to AVEMariaPress. Last year, they had a wonderful Lenten series. Every day in your inbox, if you subscribe, you'll get a new video for your walk in Lent. This year, it's called Made for Heaven. And that is with Father AGUSTO TORRES. And I can't wait for this. They do it up so well. It's filmed so beautifully. And I just love the way that they put their series together. It's polished. It's engaging. So add that to your Lenten journey. So I mentioned that I was going to be doing the Consoling the Heart of Jesus, and I'm adding something. I wanted a Marian devotion to be added to that. You know that I'm a member of the Militia Immaculata. I post every day a short consecration and a beautiful vintage photo of Mary. So I wanted to pick something up. Lent with Mary. This is Lenten Holy Week with Mary. This is put out by Our Sunday Visitor. Yes, I am. I will. When I'm done with the live, I'm going to go ahead and link everything. Thank you so much. But I wanted a little booklet. This is very, very doable. We know that. We know we are busy. We have work schedules, we have families, we have commitments, but we still want to walk with Jesus. We don't want him to walk alone. We want to be there. So every day in this book, and there are many, many there, I stop, don't forget, stop at, you're welcome, stop at your local Catholic gift shop. Let's support them too. I stopped, there's a shrine near my house that has a beautiful gift shop, and I stopped there, and the selection was wonderful. They had The Last Hours of Jesus there. They had many, many books. So this one specifically gives a Bible verse, has a reflection, and then a prayer to Mary. So Mary is with us on that journey too, because she was there with Jesus all of the way, all of the steps. As painful as it was, there was no way she was going to leave her son's side. And with that, I wanted to share, I was so impressed. If you've ever watched Ascension Presents on YouTube, Father Mark Mary, he does a video about every week. And I just love to listen to him. I always take away so much. And he just did a video about 3 prayers as Catholics that you should know by heart. The first is the act of contrition. Now, I know that by heart, not from my early years, but when my daughter was going through her early 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, I was a catechist. She was one of my students. But when she was going through the sacrament of reconciliation, I had to teach her the act of contrition, to memorize that. And I have to say, at that time, I still referred to a printed prayer or the internet to read that. But because I was teaching her, I memorized it too. Every night we would go over part of another sentence in the act of contrition. And now I know that by heart. So the act of contrition is 1. 2 is Psalm 51. That's another one that he said that the priests pray, the religious pray that every day. It's part of the divine hours. To look at that, and it will unite yourself with the mercy of God. So I plan to read that and really meditate on that. The third was to memorize the Magnificat. So I'm going to do that too for Lent, memorize. So when I was at the gift shop today, I picked up this holy card, our beautiful Blessed Mother, and it has the Magnificat prayer on the back. So my suggestion, his suggestion, and I'm following it because I love the idea, is to add this to your Lenten journey. By the time Lent is over, my goal is to have this memorized, and that should not be difficult. Every day I will take a line and I will just be reciting and meditating on that. And then the next day I will add a second line. And I wanted to show you too what I'm using. Remember when I had the holiday shop and I had Rough to Rustic on? Michelle is the owner, and she makes these wonderful stands that are for holy cards. And I put this on my Christmas wish list, and I got it, and I just love it. Let me show you how it works. So I'm going to take my holy card, and there's, the slots in it, and you just put it in there, and see how it stands. And you can add different ones. I happen to have St. Jude, my patron saint, of course. I was named after St. Jude. So see how it stacks up? You can have the different holy cards and then change them with the day, with the intention that you might have, with the feast day that you might have. So this is going to make it easy for me because I'm going to keep this out front and center. And every time I go by this, I'm going to review the line that I'm going to be memorizing for that day. So I just love that. That was such a helpful, I think, addition to the Lenten journey. So yes, my friends, I just wanted to come on here because, a week from today is Ash Wednesday. So I want to be ready, and I want to share with you some of the resources that can help to make your Lenten journey richer. Now, also, I want to let you know that this isn't going to be a big one, but I really want more silence in my Lenten journey. And we all know how social media, it's wonderful, and I use it all the time. It's my tool for evangelization. But I'm going to be taking an exodus. So I'm not going to be on social media for all of Lent. Last year I did Holy Week. I was off of social media for Holy Week. But I really feel called. God is calling me to make this sacrifice. So you will not see any more posts from, like, next Tuesday will be my last one until Easter Sunday. So that's just my way of creating less distractions it's going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take many times, especially at first, the first 2 or 3 days. I've heard interviews with people that have done this, and it's usually the first week that's the most difficult, because you find yourself just when you have a moment going on, or you have a moment, you're waiting in line, you're you're pulled over, you're waiting for someone to come out of an appointment, and you get on your phone. No, I'm going to have these tools available for me, handy. So I'm going to dig deep, and I know that there might be some fallbacks, maybe 2 steps forward and 3 steps back sometimes. But I really want to quiet my soul, to quiet all the noises around me, and to focus on Jesus. So please, if you're watching this later, leave in the comments below what you're going to be doing for Lent. Have you decided yet? It's okay. We have time yet. We have a week before Lent starts. But this is a good time. And please, have a crucifix that you keep on your dresser, that you keep, and several crucifixes around the house. I love this one. This is a Franciscan cross, and I love it because I'm drawn to the iconic images. So this is going to be front and center for me, along with, I have many other crucifixes. So everywhere I turn, I want to be able to look at the crucifixes and remember what Jesus did for all of us. All of us. We should never forget that. And hopefully when we reunite again on Easter, our spirit will be refreshed and renewed, and we will have a new purpose to tell everybody the good news. So thanks so much for watching, and go to the links below. I'm going to post all of the links to everything that I've shared with you today. So until next time, Shalom.